You know, I wasn't going to make this video tonight. I was going to make it tomorrow, Sunday, because I thought that I would need some time to reflect on what happened against Liverpool, and that I would have time to calm my mind down and just look at things from a different perspective, perhaps. But I really wanted to make it tonight, so I'm here and I'm going to make this video now. Now, obviously, if you were following the game between Crystal Palace and Liverpool, you will know what I'm going to talk about. If you haven't, then you might want to go and check out the game if you want to watch it first. Come back here and listen to me rant about it for a little while. It was one of those games where we needed to prove a point, I think, to ourselves as players, and also to the club, because it wasn't a very good performance against Bournemouth, and we needed to really turn things around. Now, having said that, Manchester United have just lost 3-0 to Bournemouth today, so you know, I don't think Bournemouth are quite as bad as people were making them out to be, and I don't think it kind of puts our defeat in a little bit of perspective. Yes, we didn't play well against Bournemouth, but I think the defeat is tempered a little bit by the fact that Manchester United, who also played completely badly, I have to say, even they got thrashed by Bournemouth. So I think that you had to put that a little bit in perspective. Anyway, the game against Liverpool, I think if you saw my preview video or podcast episode, you will know that I wasn't very hopeful that we would get anything from the game. I thought that we would struggle, and that's honestly how I felt coming into the game today. But I was actually really pleased with the work rate that the team put in. You had Richards in the middle there again. Elise didn't start this game. You had Hughes in there, and it was there was a lot of hard work going on there. We were playing really well. We were closing down. We were trying to create things ourselves, even if it was on a quick counter attack. We were trying to do something to impact into the game. Now, of course, it was a lot of Liverpool possession, as you expect it to be, and as you would expect us to be. We were kind of just waiting for the opportunities to come on the counter attack, and I think it was one of those games where I was expecting us to be behind the cosh, defending deep for the whole 90 minutes. But it wasn't like that. Yes, Liverpool had a lot of possession, but they didn't have a lot. They didn't pepper our goals with shots. They weren't exactly, I don't think, on their best day today, and we know that they've had a little bit of trouble away from home. But I think that we played really well, and I think that we managed to keep them at bay pretty much for the whole game, apart from what happened towards the end. And so I was really pleased with the whole thing. And I think Jefferson Lerma, I think, had another amazing game. Hit the post again. Caused a great save from Alisson, and I thought that we were actually playing really well. Then there was this penalty decision, which I thought was a penalty. I thought it was a penalty, but on checking VAR, they then realised that Hughes had fouled just before the penalty was given, or just before the penalty incident, and so it was given for a foul, and there was no penalty, which was harsh, I think, because I don't think it was a foul, and I think we should have got the penalty then. We did get a penalty later on. It was one that originally the referee said wasn't a penalty, but then was overturned by VAR. So it was not overturned by VAR, but he then decided to change his mind once VAR had a look at it. So I think it was a very up and down game. When Mateta stepped up to take the penalty, I was a little bit concerned. He hasn't scored many goals. He hasn't had much game time, but he actually took the goal really well. He sent Alisson the wrong way, and it was a great penalty, to be fair. So that was great for him, absolutely great for him. And at that point, we had, I think we had about 20 odd minutes to go, or something like that. And I thought that we might be able to at least get a point from it, because I thought, well, Liverpool are going to come back hard now because they're 1-0 down. We might concede a goal, but then we might be able to hold out for a 1-1. That was my honest opinion at that time. That's what I thought was going to happen. But then kind of the world fell apart for us anyway at that point, because we already had Edouard, who had an injury. He went off. We then had an injury to Jefferson Lerma, and he went off. Elise came on, which was great to see him on the pitch, and I think that he was trying his best to make an impact. Unfortunately, he made an impact in the wrong way and couldn't quite clear a ball from our 18-yard box, and Liverpool managed to get the equaliser, which was a shame. But you know, at that point I thought to myself, well, hopefully we can hold out for a 1-1. I think we deserved a point at least from the game, and you know, and I think that a performance against Liverpool and that kind of result would be fantastic for us. However, things went a bit crazy after that. You know, we you know, Johnson went off with an injury, and it was, you know, having 3 players injured in one game, considering the situation we've got, is absolutely bonkers. I couldn't quite believe what was happening. And then Jordan Ayew got a second yellow card and was sent off. So then we were down to 10 men, and I felt that it was almost surreal at that point when you consider what was happening to us. And you know, I mean, I'm not just saying this because it was our team or anything like that. I really am not saying this because it's our team. But I do think the standard of refereeing has got absolutely ridiculous, and I think that when you look at the referee, he was giving yellow cards for time wasting, which I don't think was time wasting. You know, Jordan Ayew's first yellow card, I don't think was a yellow card, and the second yellow card, you know, the second incident which caused the second yellow, I don't think that's necessarily a yellow card offence either. But he was very free with the yellow card, specifically to the Crystal Palace players, and you know, and I'm not just saying that as you know, sour grapes, but you know, I think the standard of refereeing across the board towards a number of clubs is getting worse and worse. And after the game, Roy Hodgson was absolutely, you could see he was absolutely seething, and was very, very honest and blunt in his interviews about how badly he thought the game was officiated. And I can only agree with every word that he said. I think it was absolute shambles. And you know, regardless of the result, the actual the way the game was played in terms of the officiating was absolutely terrible. And that's kind of how the game finished. It finished 2-1, so we ended up losing the game, which was again very difficult to deal with. I felt that we deserved a point, you know, to come, you know, to play against Liverpool the way that we did, and to be ahead at the time we were. I thought that we would get a point at least, and I felt that we deserved it. I felt that, you know, Liverpool perhaps weren't quite at the races today, but you know, at the end they took their chances and they won the game, which is fair play to them. But it is very difficult to deal with, and also the fact now we've got 3 more injuries added to our list. Roy Hodgson was saying that Edouard has got a knee injury. Hopefully it's not going to. Hopefully it's just a knock. It's not going to be anything too serious for him. With Sam Johnson, he's got a calf injury, so again it depends on the severity of that. But hopefully he'll be able to get back before the next game. And Jefferson Lerma was it was a hamstring injury. So you know, if that's a bad one, that could be him out as well. So that's Lerma and De Crowley that we could be without for a period of time. So it's incredibly frustrating to see these injuries pick up the way that they have and the way that things are going at the moment. I'm really pleased at the team performance, though. I don't think they could have done anything more than they did. I think it was a fantastic team performance. I think that the words from Roy Hodgson were absolutely true, and you know, when you see us playing like a team like Liverpool, and you know, and I think to some extent, and it was talking a little bit about the pundits were talking a little bit about this when they were saying that, you know, part of the reason why you know the fans got behind this team against Liverpool is because it was Liverpool and they didn't expect us to win. Bournemouth, they kind of expected us to win, so that's why they booed and stuff like that. But you know, when you then look at what Bournemouth did to Manchester United, and I know Man United weren't playing well at all, but when you see what Bournemouth did to Manchester United, it kind of puts you in a little bit of perspective that, you know, yes, Bournemouth are Bournemouth, but they're still on a good run of form at the moment. So, you know, yes, we didn't play well in that game. We played a whole lot better in this game, but we just haven't got the run of the green, and that's the big problem. So I'm leaving it up to you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section about the game. Let me know what you think about the officiating. Please keep it clean. And Also, let me know what you think about the injury situation, and hopefully, well, I think there was plans for us to get a striker in the January transfer window, but I think that's now been moved to a central area, to a midfield area that we need to get in, and that's absolutely right. You know, especially if Jefferson Lerma is another long-term injury, we need players in the middle. Well, we need players everywhere, but you know, as a temporary thing, or you know, just for the January transfer window, we need at least might need a couple of midfielders. So let me know what you think about all of that kind of thing, and I hope that you are not feeling too despondent today. We move on to the next game, and I will see you next time.